Hello everybody, it's me GhostCritic with a sneaky comic book haul for you. I've not done one of these in a while. Yes, I've shown occasional back issues at the end of a pull list video, but it's been a while since me and my partner have just gone out for a drive, ended up in a place. I found a comic book store and started rooting round the long boxes to buy comic book goodies. And we ended up this weekend just gone in Sheffield, and it was a bit of a trial. There was roadworks, crashes, congestion, tailbacks, the lot, and it took us a lot longer to get there than we expected. So, and then trying to find this place was a nightmare in itself. Google Maps and me do not get on very well, but we did eventually find it, and it is called the Sheffield Space Centre. And it was one of those comic book stores, and I can understand why they are where they are, like on the outskirts of maybe the town centre, because the rents for them are that much cheaper than being in the middle of the town. And I did get into the comic book shop and I was exhausted. I will say this, I mean, just being in a car waiting in traffic is exhausting enough, but then trekking around Sheffield looking for this comic book store, I was exhausted, and I was going in there ready just to splurge, but unfortunately the prices weren't great. I paid a lot more for these issues than I would normally have, but we'd travelled so far, we'd walked so far that I wasn't going to leave the store with at least something. So the haul is that, so there's a substantial amount there, but what I had to do was focus on filling in gaps of runs that I'm already getting, rather than taking my chances on stuff that looked interesting. There was one set that I just couldn't leave behind, which I'll show you at the end. I'm very excited to read, but we'll get to that. Of course, I found some Fantastic Four from all kind of eras, beginning with, I think it was the 1998 run, whatever volume that was, but we've got Claremont, LaRocca and Thibert on this, with great Annihilus cover there. Jumping to what is generally called Volume 1, despite the break, it got renumbered. It's issue 566. Great Doom cover there. This was the Miller Hitch run, so good stuff. Then we moved on to the Fraction and Bagley miniseries. I think there was about 26 issues of this, but we've got issue number 3. Them up a little bit. Issue number 6. And then from another series from Hickman, who had a variety of artists. It was FF, which was more of like the Future Foundation and bringing in all the kids and the kind of friendly type monsters, I guess. This is issue number 16 with Dragotta on art. Same with issue 18. And the final issue of this run, 23. So they were all the FFs I managed to find. Tom Strong and the Planet of Peril. This is issue 4, which completes that 6-issue mini run that came from Vertigo, with Peter Hogan, Chris Sprouse and Carl Story as the creative team on that. Managed to pick up a few of the Dark Horse Conan comics, so starting with one written by Kurt Busiek, which is issue 11, gradually chiselling away at this run, jumping up to issue 34, written by Truman, issue number 35, and finally 36. So some great Conan stuff to read in the future. Issue 4 of 4 of Rage More, the Richard Corbin penned. He drew this. He didn't write this. Jan Strand wrote this, but I've only got issue 3 now to pick up to complete this 4-issue run. Very happy to find the only issue of Lazarus that I needed to complete the run and continue getting it. Obviously, it's issue number 11, which was the start of a new storyline. I think it was the Conclave, but that now finishes off that one gap that I had left. Lazarus being on my pull list now. Another one that finished off a run for me, the original series of Jupiter's Legacy, issue number 3 by Mark Miller and Frank Quitely. Love Frank Quitely's work on this. So I've got all of Jupiter's Circle, which is the prequel, and I've got all of Jupiter's Legacy. I just need to find Jupiter's Legacy 2, which is, I don't know whether it's finished now or it's still going. But I'll find those. A couple more issues filling up my Secret Wars tie-in books. This is issue 3 of 1872, which completes the 4-issue run for me of that. This was Marvel's kind of Wild West take on the characters. Was actually surprised to enjoy that as much as I did. It was a really good story. Issue 2 of Remender's Hail Hydra. Venom on the cover there, great stuff. Some of these ones are incredibly hard to find. I don't know whether they were very popular at the time or what, but there are some series that I just can't find anywhere, but I'll chip them all away and eventually I will have every single tie-in, whether it be Secret Wars, Battle World, to finish that whole run off. Now, to finish off, I have a 6-issue mini-series, and if I talk about things like Astro City, the Autumn Lands, it's Kurt Busiek. I've seen these books sporadically, and it's always maybe the 1 or 2 of the same issue, and so I've not picked them up. Thinking I'm never going to find, I can never see any of the other issues, I'm never going to find them, so let's wait. And then I found this being sold as a completed set with an extra kind of flip book as well, and that is Kurt Busiek and Pacheco's Arrowsmith. This is an interesting and intriguing storyline that I'm eager to get into. It's kind of like an Elseworlds Earth tale where it's set in kind of 1914, start of the First World War, and instead of guns and the like and tanks and all that business, it's fought with magic and dragons, and there's vampires and there's trolls, and that's how this war is fought. So issue number 1, so I'm incredibly excited to start on this. Just some fantastic, exciting looking covers. But I think it focuses on one character joining the alliance against the Prussians, I think it is, and his journey through the Great War, the First World War. This is issue number 5. Finally, issue number 6. And just as an added bonus in there is this a flip book, which has got half the story of Arrowsmith, which is a kind of, it says it's a prelude to the sound of distant guns. And then on the flip side, if we flip it over, ooh, hello, it's Astro City, which is a prelude to On Mulberry Street. I think this is like a prelude to the second volume, The Dark Ages, that Kurt Busiek did with Astro City, but never seen this before. So that was a nice little touch to the end, and it felt like the journey to get there and the journey to get back was indeed worth it. So just a little small comic book haul for you to have a look at. Let me know if you know anything about Aerosmith and how much you enjoyed that. I am very much looking forward to reading that. Kind of sequester myself in the bed probably, and just put on a dim light and have a cocoa next to me and read through all those in one sitting, more than likely. Thank you all for watching. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and you'll see many more comic book hauls, Wednesday comic book pull list videos, and also weekly comic book reviews as well, along with much more in the future to come. Give this video a big thumbs up to show me that you liked it, and as always, comment down there and I'll say hello and chat with you down there. Until next time, bye bye.